Happy holidays and Hafaday, everybody. Now, you know the holidays is a time for family, and that's what we love doing right here on the show. And we are bringing back a member of our family right here. Valerie Maigue was a fantastic reporter for several journalism companies, including ours, one of our very best. And she is all about family, right? She is a Navy wife. She works at the Navy. She's also a Navy mom, and she is the mother of a midshipman who is in her last year at the US Naval Academy, which, by the way, if you didn't know, just beat Army, pulled a major upset. Army was the number 22 ranked team in the nation, and Navy beat them 31-10. So, Val, happy holidays. Always good to see you.
Thank you. You too, Jace. Thanks for having me.
Okay, and you are actually joining us from Annapolis or somewhere close to. You just
We
attended
are
the
in
game.
Annapolis. Yes, we are Annapolis. We are in Annapolis, and I'm about 5 minutes away from the yard, right across the bridge. And we were there last night, and it was a fantastic game, and it was everything I could have asked for because when she came in 2021, they won that year, and then we beat them again this year, and we brought the cup back home. So.
And so amazing because you and your husband, Master Chief Petty Officer Jeff Maigue. Shout out to Jeff, by the way. Thank you for your service, Jeff. Like, really, really good guy. This was your first time actually attending one of the games in your daughter Jules' senior year.
Yes.
How was that?
It was. It was awesome. So we had the opportunity to attend a football game in her junior year, and that was fun. But the Army Navy game is on a whole other level of college football and sports, and this was exciting. It was exciting to be there. It was exciting to be amongst other midshipman parents, and one of the biggest things that I can take away from this is you kind of look out on the field and you see the West Point folks in their gray coats, and then you see our midshipmen out there, and at the end of the day it's truly just about a brotherhood. They're all there for the same cause. But go Navy.
Yeah, I was going to say for 60 minutes leading up to that and everything like that, it gets pretty heated.
Absolutely.
Okay, and the interesting thing about for those of you that don't remember Jewel, or you youngsters watching this, Jewel is one of our finest students ever. She was a color guard commander as I was. She went to Guam High, got into the Naval Academy. I remember interviewing her right before she started college, and of course, every midshipman and every cadet that goes to either service academy, that's a requirement that you have to go to the game. But anything short of actually being a football player, Jewel has a unique experience, Mom, because she's been a cheerleader for all 4 years too. So she's right there on the field.
Absolutely. So she's been with the cheer team, or with the spirit team that they refer to it as, for 3 years.
Okay.
Freshman year, she took a little bit of a break sophomore year, and then came back junior year, and then so wrapping up the year with this big win. So yeah.
Okay, and you've been there now. You've had the opportunity, of course, like being a Navy mom, to go there and to go visit her, to catch up and everything. I mean, there are universities and there are colleges and there are super, super elite colleges, the Ivy League and all that. And then there's the service academies. So as someone who works for the Navy, what is it like for you just to walk on that campus and to see, the decor and the protocol and the history and the tradition?
Absolutely. There's a lot of history here in Annapolis at the Naval Academy, just kind of being around it. A lot of these buildings are hundreds and hundreds of years old. So I'm a history nerd in that way. And so I do enjoy that part of it. They've got a really fantastic museum. So if anyone's ever interested in ever coming out here, there's opportunities for people who don't have an ID or who don't have access to, military installations to come out here and do tours. And then there's the other side of it. I do have friends that have worked out here. And so and they've worked in the public affairs field. And so, every now and then I'll get pictures of my daughter, extra photos and stuff like that. So that's kind of nice to have that.
Yeah, the last 4 years, you have been the proudest mama, I want to say, in all of college, because your timeline has been absolutely flooded with pictures of your baby girl, and in very, very positive ways. And she always calls me Uncle Jason. We're so, so proud of her.
Thank you very much. Proud of both of them.
Yeah, so what is it going to be now that she's got one more semester left until she gets her commission, and then is immediately goes into the fleet. So she's going to be an officer. She starts as an ensign. What that's going to be like what is that going to be like for you and Jeff to see that your kid essentially now is going to serve our nation?
It's definitely, there's like any parent would feel, there's definitely the anxiety of what should happen next for your kid. But, Jewel has ultimately, worked very hard to get where she is. She's always been the kind of girl that has just, had a good head on her shoulders and always make good decisions. And, we definitely feel like she's ready to lead and just be out there. She recently service selected for surface warfare officer. And so in the next couple of weeks, I want to say sometime in February, they'll get to pick where they go. And that's kind of an interesting process for them too. It's kind of like a draft pick and they make like a big deal out of it. So we're excited for that. We're excited to see where she's off to next. Like I said, she's got a lot of strong mentors that have been there for her throughout her life. That includes high school, her ROTC mentors over at Guam High, her mentors now at the Naval Academy that consist of both Marine and Navy officers. And she talks about them pretty often. So we're excited. She's got a good head on her shoulders. I know that she's excited. And I think that's the important part, is that she's got a passion to lead. So
absolutely. I mean, she's always been very, very overachieving, very, very type A. She's actually studying for finals right now because, both service academies, as soon as the game's over, whistle like, all right, let's hit the books, guys. We got finals.
They've got finals even before this. So she's been kind of cracking the whip. And I feel almost bad because I've been here for the last week. And so it's kind of like in between, classes, I can hang out with her in the library every now and then between what I have to do and what she's doing. But I have to give it to them. These kids, and I don't want to call them kids because they're young men and women. They're not kids. They want to come to these service academies. It takes a lot for them to get in, right? That's number one. And then you've got 4 years, sometimes 5, because some of them go to the prep schools, right? 4 years of just rigorous work. And I think I had told you this earlier when we were kind of talking offline, that I sat in one of her classes. There was like a cyber ethics class, and then there was like some data class that I had to sit in, and that stuff goes right over my head. It's a STEM school, right? So,
and Val's really, really smart, everybody. I've sat next to her working on stories, and she, like, not a lot, goes over her head. So if she's saying that was hardcore, that was hardcore.
It's rigorous for these guys, for these young men and women, to be here for the 4 and 5 years that they're here. And then after that, they've got the 5 years that they're committed to the military and whatever branch that is, Army or Navy. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot for them to want to sign up, with the desire and the commitment to want to serve the nation, to want to lead. So I'm really proud of Jewel, but I'm also really proud of the young men and women that have come from like Guam, the CNMI. I don't know if you did see the photo because it's posted on KUAM's website. There is a group of young men and women that are from Guam and the CNMI who are representing at these service academies, and it's incredible because it takes a lot. And everyone should be so proud of them as they embark on this journey.
And island kids, we tend to stick close together, and we've got that that empathy for each other because we come from the same neighborhoods, or the same villages, or we competed each other against each other in high school. What has been the relationship with Jewel and like either her classmates or even some of the cadets that go to West Point that are from this part of the world?
So she's got a classmate that she was in high school with, Matthew Jack. They still keep in touch. They make it a point to take a photo every single year. He was at West Point. She's at the Naval Academy, so they take a photo. And I haven't posted that one yet, but they keep in touch regularly. I know that he just service selected himself. And then the folks that are at the Naval Academy with her, there's a couple of them right now. Again, it gets very busy with finals and with school, but they try to make time for each other. Every now and then they'll have dinner or lunch. I know they've got like a little group chat going, and they check up on each other. And I think that's the important thing. And they still check up on each other even afterwards. Second Lieutenant Alexander Saber, he's from Ukudu. I have to shout out to him because he's a great guy. He just commissioned last year, and he still keeps in touch with them. He was at the game, and so I believe Ensign, he may be Lieutenant Junior grade now, but Tenorio, he was out in Spain for a little bit, and so they still keep in touch
nice.
As much as they can.
Okay, and then Joel, I'm sorry, Val, final question. Because yeah, she so takes after her mother, and her father, and that kind of is a point coming all the way back to our core point of family and everything. Once Jewel gets her commission, right, and she is a naval officer. I remember 4 years ago, before she started these studies, I told her when I interviewed her right here on Zoom. Also, I said, "You're going to outrank your daddy." And she and Jeff both said they're going to consider that one of the most special obligations and opportunities in the world, because she wants her father to be the first one to salute her.
Absolutely. Don't make me cry, because I will start crying. I am a crybaby when it comes to that stuff.
I might start crying too. That's awesome.
No, absolutely. Just thinking about it, right? You know what? Her dad has worked incredibly hard throughout his entire career, my husband, and he's so proud of his daughter. And in a couple of months, because it's going to happen really fast. Yeah, that is the plan. He will be the first salute.
That is awesome. Okay, so Val, we got to let you go because we know there's a bunch of stuff. Please travel home safe. We wish you all the best. We're sending our love to you and the family, and to Jewel, best of luck. We're super, super proud of you. Thank you for your service, the years that you've already put in, and for the duty you're about to embark on to defend us so that we can do interviews like this. We're so proud of you, and you're one of our very best.
Thank you.
All right, Val, thanks.
Catch up soon. All right.